That update. They say you only get one chance to make a great first impression, and as the world returns to some sort of normalcy, you're likely going to meet some new people. Mental toughness expert Eric Rittmeyer joins us now this morning to discuss this. Good morning, Eric.
Daniel, good morning. Great to see you again, buddy.
As always, what are some tips to make a first meeting memorable?
There's so many things we can do. It all starts with self-awareness, right? And just understanding that the things we say, the things we do have impacts on other people. One of my best tips I can give to people, and they hear this and they're like, this is kind of weird, but learn to master the art of gossip. It sounds weird, right? Like, why would you gossip about somebody? But what happens is when we say things, when we gossip, people associate the things we're saying with us. So when we say negative things about people, they view us negatively. So if we can gossip about other people positively, it puts us in a positive light.
That always does the best thing by talking about people in a positive way. Develop your effective presence. What does that mean?
Yeah, effective presence, this is what I refer to as your emotional signature. It's how people see you. It's when you meet somebody and they walk in, and when they leave, you feel good. You're like, oh my goodness, that person made me feel good. Effective presence is the ability to make other people feel good about themselves. Even if internally we might not feel good about ourselves,
right?
We make them feel like, well, I really feel good about that. I like that person. He's cool.
This is a very good one. Make connections, not impressions. We're always told to make a good impression, but here we're saying make a connection.
Yes, so everybody puts so much emphasis on that first impression, Daniel, when we should really be looking to connect. I use an acronym called FROM.
Yes.
It's family, recreation, occupation, motivation. So instead of putting so much emphasis on what do they think about me, try to connect with that person by finding something you have in common with them in one of those things.
That is awesome. Here's the one I like. Remove the walls. Just open up.
Yeah, we have to come across and be more vulnerable to people. And I'm not talking about telling people how your feet stink or how you slobber when you sleep. I'm not talking about that, but open up. Everybody's always so afraid of what do they think about me? Do they like me? Do they not like me? Just be authentic. Instead of having two people that aren't really themselves, just be yourself. It's easy to do.
And this is my favorite one of all. Learn to give and receive compliments and mean that.
Yeah, why do we have such a hard time with this, Dan? I don't get it. It's like, I love to give compliments to people, but I think a lot of times people are afraid of how people are going to take the compliment. Are they going to think that I'm weird? And then receiving compliments, what happens a lot of times is when people say nice things about us, it creates what I refer to as this cognitive dissonance, where we don't always see ourselves the way people say when they say things about us. But learn how to give and take compliments. It's a wonderful thing to do. Makes everybody happy.
So what a late poet always said, you might forget their name, but you will never forget how they made you feel.
People forget the things you say, forget the things you do. They'll never forget the way you made them feel. Exactly, spot on.
All right, Eric, always good to see you. Have a wonderful weekend.
You're the man, Dan. You too. Thank you, brother.
All right, Jess, send it over to you.
Good to remember. Daniel, thank you.